How you guys doing? It's a good day to be inside. Go ahead and get started. As usual, thanks for coming. Really appreciate you guys coming and reporting on our program. Had a bye week, obviously, this last week. It couldn't have come at a better time. Much needed rest and recovery for a lot of players. We needed some time to continue to develop our fundamentals, work with some of our younger players and get them some more reps and continue to develop them and to help them continue to grow and improve in what we're doing. We spent a lot of time as a staff going back through and doing a self-scout study on ourselves. We do it each week, but never enough time to do it during the season, and we use that bye week to go back through, really take a hard look at all three phases and look at what we've done well, what we haven't done well, and try to identify the reasons for that. And spent this off week spent a lot of time trying to get better at some things that we've had issues with in the first 5 games. Really, the bye week was kind of a spring ball approach, and just trying to get better at some of the basic things of football: blocking, tackling, ball security, execution, things like that. I thought it was a productive week. Obviously, the beginning of the week was tough after the game that we had against Ohio State, but I thought Thursday's practice that we had last week was one of the better ones we've had all year. So I was really fired up about that and excited about moving forward after that type of a practice. Injury update: Janarian Grant has been cleared. He will play this weekend. Kai Hester, who was taken out of the Ohio State game, is also cleared, and he'll be able to play this weekend. Jonah Jackson is out. He had surgery on the Sunday after the Ohio State game. Not sure yet how long he'll be out. It's probably a minimum 2 to 3 weeks. It could be longer. It could be 4 to 5, but depends on the healing process. And Saquon Hampton was also removed after the third play of the game against Ohio State and will be out. We are not sure yet on the length of his injury yet, but he'll be out definitely for a few weeks, if not for the whole season. We're just not sure on that one yet. But that's an injury update. Just a position switch. Most of you guys know we moved Rashad Blunt over from wide receiver to DB during the Ohio State week. We've also moved Juwan Harris over to defensive back this last week. And we're going to see if he can help us there. Obviously, we've got depth issues in the secondary. And Juwan's an individual that's got the talent and ability to potentially help us if needed at that position. This week we're playing Illinois, another Big Ten opponent going on the road, which is always a challenge. They played Iowa this last week, and they switched quarterbacks, and looked like offensively they received a spark and moved the ball fairly well against a good Iowa defense. But it's another great opportunity, another challenge for us to go on the road and play another Big Ten opponent. Coming out of a bye week, I feel like we're in pretty good shape, mentally and physically right now, other than a couple spots. But I like where we're at, and excited to get back and play again. So with that, I'll go ahead and open up for questions.
Where are you at quarterback? Kyle Bolin, you anticipate starting him, or
No, we're like I said before, we opened the quarterback position up during the bye week. There has not been a final decision yet on whether Kyle will continue to start. Kyle's still in the mix. A lot of it is not necessarily about the quarterback; it's about the surrounding pieces. We got to play better on the O-line. We got to play better at receiver. We got to be able to run the ball better, protect the quarterback better. If we can't do those things, we got to take a look at what we can do and who we're doing it with to try to spark our offense and be able to move the ball and score some points. But we have not made a final decision yet on who our starting quarterback will be.
Do you anticipate that could go all week?
Yeah, I mean, we'll decide it at some point sooner than that. I may not tell you that until kickoff, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how you guys are. Yeah, I know you will. I know you will. There's very few things that I can count on in life. That's one of them I can count on.
Chris, so you're moving Jay Harris and you're moving Rashad Blunt, but receiver isn't exactly a position where we have a ton of depth either. What happens?
More than we got a DB.
Yeah. So what happens there?
We play who we've got. That's it. And there's guys have been playing. We'll continue to play, and we'll just keep trying to get them better.
At quarterback, are you looking at 3 guys there right now or 2?
Same 3 guys that have been playing, or have been in the mix. I mean, Gio hasn't necessarily been playing. He's gotten some reps, but he's been in the mix since day one. And all 3 of those guys got a lot of reps this last week, and all 3 of those guys will get some reps this week in practice. They obviously all 3 have different skill sets. So again, like I mentioned, the number one thing that will probably be the deciding factor are the pieces around the quarterback and the support cast. We've got to get better at our O-line. We've got to get better at wide receiver. And how much better we can get will probably determine who's going to be the quarterback.
Jonah being out on the O-line, still Eddie and Marcus, or is there
Yeah,
a possible shakeup?
that's who it is. Yeah.
Is you looking at anybody else?
We got nobody else. Those are the guys we've got.
What are your thoughts on him through the early season?
Kamal's done a nice job. He's gotten better, considerably better from where he was last year. I mean, he didn't start until the middle of the season last year. I love Kamal. Kamal he doesn't say anything. He shows up and works really hard every single day. Does he have to get better? Absolutely. We got to continue to coach him, and he's got to continue to learn the game. But I've been very pleased with his improvement that he's made. Is he a finished product yet? No. But I mean, he's got a great attitude every day. He works exceptionally hard every single day. He's going to keep getting better every week because of it.
Chris, back in the preseason camp when quarterback competition was open, you wanted to have a guy picked by a certain time. Why is it different this week? Is that you're further into this thing?
Yeah, when we never had a set date, when we were going to pick a quarterback. I mean, any coach's desire would be the sooner the better. But there's no, hey, we got to name him by Tuesday and just rush to it, or name him by Thursday. Whenever we feel that somebody has shown us that they can be the spark and move our football team the way we need to consistently, then we'll make that decision. But we won't rush it. Obviously, we'll do it sometime before next Saturday. But we got to make sure we're going about it the right way, and we give everybody a fair opportunity, and we assess everything equally, and take a look at who actually can be the spark that we need back there at quarterback.
Chris, with Saquon out, do you expect to move KJ Gray as a full-time starter or rotate more guys in there?
We don't have more guys. KJ is the one that went in, and KJ is the guy that will be in. We just we don't have any depth. We got to play who we've got.
Chris, one of the things about Illinois is they're starting 10 true freshmen. Obviously, you're playing a lot of true freshmen, but they're not starting. Is there a point where you play a true freshman where you start a true freshman just to start a youth movement, or will you always play the best guy?
We're going to always do what's in the best interest of our program right now. We're always, every day we're working to the future. Go out and watch our practices. At the end of every practice, we're doing developmental practices. But what we'll do each week is do what's in the best interest of our program at that particular moment. I get why some people do what they do, and everyone's got their own decisions to make and do things their own way. For me, we got players that have been in the program a long time and worked their tail off, and it's not fair to say, hey, we're going to go a different direction if that's the best player, and that's what I believe, and that's what we'll do. If a true freshman is ready to play and he's the best player, we'll play him. We've got no problem doing that at all. But just to do it, he's got to be the best guy.
Any other questions?
Great. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.